What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Game Day with Trey. This your host Trey. That's my co-host and homeboy Face.
What up, world?
And we finna go ahead and run through this quick NBA slate for the April 1st, 2024, man. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing started. Good God. Alarms going off and all type of foolishness, man. So let's go ahead and let's get this thing started, right? We're gonna start at the very top, first game of the day, and that will be the Detroit Pistons versus the Memphis Grizzlies. All right. This game starts at 7 o'clock. The line currently is Detroit by two, over under as set at 216. Head to head so far this season, Memphis has won. Well, yeah, Memphis has won the one time they played back on December 6th. They won 116 to 102. Now, if you remember correctly, that was back when we had when we did still have John Morant back. All right, before he mysteriously hurt himself again and was out for the rest of the season. Memphis did cover the 1.5, and it went under 221. All right, now just to give you another quick some other quick stats real quick before we get all the way into it. The last three games, so Memphis has played in the last three games. They played Orlando in Orlando, lost that. Played LA at home, lost that, and got covered on. And they lost to Denver and got covered on. So they lost the last three games and got covered on in all of the last three games. The closest game was a 12-point game to LA. All right, and versus Detroit. Detroit won their last game against Washington, 96 to 87 in Washington on the 29th, and then they lost at Minnesota and they lost at New York. So this game is the fourth game in what, 7 nights? So third game in five, or third game in 4 nights for them, and it's also the third game in 4 nights for Memphis. When you look in situationally. Okay, against the spread, Memphis is as away underdog. They are 18 and 15, and as a home favorite, Detroit is 3 and 4 against the spread. Now we both know that neither one of these teams have really been doing a lot this season. All right, they both come in here with a 13 and 61 and a 24 and 50 record, so it has not been pretty for either one of these teams or these cities. And when you're looking at over under, uh, as an away underdog, 19 and 14 to the over for Memphis, and as a home favorite, 0 and 7 for Detroit to the under. So all their games as them as a favorite have gone under thus far this season. But I don't know, Face, how you feeling about that right there, man? Because when
I
you look at
like.
this,
I'm gonna say this right now: Detroit and the under.
Detroit and the under.
And
Okay,
if you want to show up your money, take your money line. Detroit money line and the under.
okay.
Anything else, you will be an April Fool.
Oh man. Yeah.
Memphis was scrapping for a minute when they lost the little John Morant. Then they had a little moment.
Hmm.
They were playing well, but right now, I feel like Detroit are a more scrappier team. I feel like this is a game that they can win. I feel like they're gonna try to do it at home. Everybody want to win, so I just feel like Detroit got more players over there right now.
I mean, especially since when you're looking at right now, we're at the end of the year. So we know Detroit been in tank mode all year long. Memphis, on the other hand, they've been fighting, trying to be a real team, but they just stay hurt. All right. So when I'm looking at this game, man, I can only go with follow behind you, man, with Detroit in the under, man. Because when you look at the stat splits for the last three games, all right, Detroit's only averaging a score 95.3 points per game, but they're only giving up 105. And if you remember correctly, they did play some decent teams. Whereas Memphis is only scoring 105, and they've given up 127.3 points per game. Now, we know those are against better teams. And then when you look at these teams and how they handle in the first half this year, or we'll just say in the last 10 games, right? In the first half, Memphis is 3-7, okay, against the spread in the first half, and Detroit is where it's at. Where it's at. Where you at, Pistons? Hmm. They're 3-7 as well, man. So there's really no way to look at it besides try to possibly look at a lean towards Detroit just because they're the home team. They've been playing better ball overall. They
Just take
are
the under.
they the healthier team. You know what I mean?
If
That's
you
just
gonna
it,
pick,
it is what it is.
if you gonna pick in the garbage can, if you gonna play in the trash can.
Hey, yeah, this is a.
Man.
If you betting on this, man, I'm just gonna tell you, this is a 1-800 Gamblers Anonymous one right here, man. So if you betting on that game, I suggest you dial 1-800 Gambler. All right, because you got an issue. All right, and I'm only telling you this as a friend. Okay, I
Yeah,
know that
but
we
really,
all.
hey, you know how they say one man's treasure, another man's trash, another man's treasure. That could be possible in this game because the under look good, the under look like gold, and
Oh
I feel
yeah, the
like
under
Detroit
gold.
is. Yeah, I feel like the under gold. So go in the garbage and get you some gold, man. Just don't, you know.
So I give you a lean to the under, man. So let's go on to the next one. Next game we got is the Portland Trailblazers visiting the Orlando Magic. Now, this game starts at 7 o'clock. All right, it's opened up at Orlando minus 16. Total points is 210.5. All right, and if I am remembering correctly, I believe this is trending right now. If you look at the total on this game is bum 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 bum. No. All right, it's reverse trend. It's okay. It's staying at that 210.5, which I feel is pretty low when you're giving up 16 darn points. All right. Now, just to give you a quick overview of what's been going on with these teams head to head, Orlando played these guys back in what is that, October 27th, so like almost the first game of the year. Orlando won 102-97. They covered the 4 points and it went under the 220.5 that it was set for. When you look at what these two teams have been doing recently, all right, their dual game log, the last 3 games. Portland has been on the road for the last 3 games. They lost all 3, okay, and got covered on in all 3. They lost to Miami. Miami covered on them. Atlanta covered on them. Houston covered on them. Miami beat them by 60 points, all right, in the last game. And the game before that, they lost by 14. And the game before that, they lost by another 16. All right, so this team on the road, man. But hold on, before I get any further, Orlando's only won one of their last 3 games. They lost to Golden State and the Clippers. They're on and Orlando's on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is be the 8th game at home in a row for the Orlando Magic, man. Now Portland does have a rest advantage, 1 day or 1 game. Uh, Days rest advantage. They both played, and Orlando's played 3 games in the last 5 nights versus Portland only playing 2, so they do. Portland does have a slight rest advantage there. Situationally, coming into this game, Portland on the season is 19-55, and Orlando is 43-31. But that's just money line, man. Let's talk about against the spread. When you're looking at against the spread in this current situation, Orlando as a home favorite is 17-5, whereas the Portland Trailblazers as an away underdog, they're 500. They're 18-18, and with a rest advantage, they're 8-12. All right, so even when they got the rest advantage, Portland still ain't covering numbers, man. Now, when you look at the over under, Orlando's got the number 1 defense or number 2 defense in all of the NBA. Okay, and in this current situation, as a home favorite, they go 10 to the under, 12 to the over. I mean, 12 to the over, 10 to the under. I'm sorry. And when you look at Portland as an away underdog goes 19 to the over, 17 to the under. And with a
Hey,
rest advantage, they go 12 and
Trey,
8 to the over. So what's up?
Trey, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you believe in magic? Hey, Sure, Orlando Magic, check that shit off, man.
All right,
Orlando
man.
Magic.
Look,
I can't.
listen.
I can't.
The
Portland,
only
come on, man.
the only way you can, I mean, but dog, Portland do be covering. They 500 against the spread. And
Yeah,
16, that's a
yeah,
lot of
yeah,
points. Okay, now
yeah.
this
But they in the
line,
city.
this line
They in the
started.
city of Magic, man. They in the
Man,
city of
look,
Magic tonight.
now hold up. This line started at Orlando minus 16. Okay, then it went all the way down to Orlando minus 15. So that means there was bets coming in on Portland at the 16. Now it done went all the way back down to Orlando minus 16 and a half, and it's looking like it's headed towards, it went to 17 and it's bouncing back up to 16 and a half. So yeah, I could only look Orlando. I definitely got to look at the under because I know Orlando's going to come out and play defense. Me personally, if I was going to be looking at this game to place a bet, I'm gonna look at Portland's team total under. All right, Orlando's giving up 16 points. That will put their team total at like 94 or 95. Well, Portland's only averaging 93.3 points per game in the last three games, man. Okay, so it wouldn't be crazy for them to score less than 93 to 94 points. So I could only look at that. I probably would buy a couple points, pay for a little juice so I can get it up there. But I would definitely, in this game, lock in that Portland team total under. I think that's the way to go on that one. Uh, what do you say, Face?
That's a good bet, you know. But like I said, do you believe in magic? Well, you got a team like the Orlando Magic getting up 14, 15, 16 points. They
Oh,
tell you it's going to be an ugly
hey,
night for Portland, man.
hold up. I got a better one for you guys, right? So in the last 10 games, all right, yeah, in the last 10 games, forgetting wherever they playing at, right? Orlando against the spread in the first half is 6-4 versus Portland is 2-8 against the spread. Now, if you look
That's
at
crazy.
home, yeah, if you look at home, Orlando is 7-3 against the spread in the last 10 and at the first half, and Portland on the road. Wow, Portland on the road 6-4, man. You know what I mean? Like there is an opportunity there. You can look possibly at Orlando first half. I'm I'm still saying that's a lean. I would go more with Portland's team total under. That's probably something I'll end up locking in before the end of the day, man. Uh, but all right, not gonna waste no more time on that one. Let's get on to the next one. Next game we got on the lineup is the Brooklyn Nets at the Indiana Pacers. Indiana Pacers giving up 12 and a half. The total is 227 right now. All right. Just so you know, to head up, the last few times they played March 16th. They only played one time this season, and Indiana won 121 to 100. Indiana was at home. They covered the 8, and it went under the 228 and a half. All right. Well, now, when you're looking at the dual game log, last three games, Brooklyn is 2-1 in the last three. They played three games in the last 1, 2, 3, 6. So this will be the fourth game in 6 nights. Something to worry about a little bit there versus Indiana only on their third game in 6 nights. All right. So yeah, Indiana in their last three, they are 2-1. They beat LA. They lost to Chicago and they beat the Clippers. All right. So they are doing pretty decent right now. And when you look at that situational, right? So situationally, let's just look at against the spread, guys, because that's what's important to us. All right. In the current situation, all right, as an away underdog, Brooklyn is 10-17 against the spread, and Indiana is ooh, they ain't looking good. They're 11-13-1. Okay, against the spread in this current situation. All right, and with the rest advantage, they're 8-5 against the spread. So could be a rocky situation for the Pacers. That 12 and a half could be in danger. But let's look at something else real quick. All right, let's look at the over unders right now. All right, so over under in this current situation, the Nets as a way underdog are 12-15. All right, so that's 12 to the over, 15 to the under. And then when you look at Indiana in this current situation as a home favorite. They're 13 to the over and 12 to the under. So this could possibly be an under game. I'm not sure if we're gonna get the amount of points that we need to get from this Brooklyn net team. Indiana has been kind of on fire doing what they do, man. But Face, what say you, man? Before I go ahead and make a play on this one,
if is Cam Thomas playing?
Cam Thomas. Well, let's look at the injury report. On the injury report, we do have, yeah, Cam Thomas is playing. Only ones out for Brooklyn is Diop, Ben Simmons, and Whitehead. And for Indiana, of course, Benedict Mathurin's out. But that's it.
I got to take them 12.5.
Yeah, man. I think that 12 and a half might be where it's at. And I'm only saying it because of this, right? In the last three, the average score margin, Brooklyn's been winning by 2.7 points, and Indiana's only been winning by 3.3. All season long, Indiana only wins by 5.4 points per game. Last three, Indiana's averaging 113 points and giving up 110 points, whereas Brooklyn's averaging 117 and giving up 114. Now, when you look at this on the offensive efficiency, all leans towards Indiana, right? I mean, everything points to Indiana. When you're talking about the free throw percentage, 3-point percentage, 2-point percentage, shooting efficiency, everything leads towards Indiana. But when you look defensively, it flips. The total rebounds for per game, offensively and defensively, both come out looking towards Brooklyn. Blocks looking towards Brooklyn. Brooklyn steals. Brooklyn gets a steal on 9.0% of the plays. And then when you look over turnovers, well, Indiana turned the ball over 10.3 turnovers a game versus Brooklyn's 9.3 turnovers a game. So this gives opportunity for that backdoor cover, man. I love that backdoor cover, man. I'm gonna have to go ahead and say I'm rocking with the Nets, dog. I'm saying I'm gonna take them 12 and a half. Yeah, I'm taking them 12 and a half. That's what it's gonna be. I might actually even look at the team total over for Brooklyn or
Hey,
for
let's take a
Indiana. Either
pause.
one. Either
Let's
one.
take a pause for the calls, man. We got to take a pause for the call.
Go for it.
You hear me?
Yeah. 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 You know what? And another one I might have to give y'all on this one, man. Probably be the deadbolt on this one. More than a lean. Definitely probably finna play this one, dog. I say Brooklyn Nets first half, man. Against the spread, take them points. They 4-1 in the last five, 3-0 in the last three, and 7-3 and the last 10 on the road against the spread in the first half, you guys. You know, I just try to give you a little nugget, something little you can take in, man. Something simple, something easy, you know. But anyway, I'm not gonna waste your time. Let's go ahead and let's move on to the next one. We got the Atlanta. Wait, yeah, we're gonna go there. We got the Atlanta Hawks at the Chicago Bulls. Lines coming in, Chicago by 2, over under is set at 221. Head to head, these teams have played 3 times this year, okay, or twice this year. Chicago was the winner in both at home and on the road. Scores were 136 to 126 back in February, and then 118 to 113 back in December. Like I said, Chicago covered both of those. They were getting plus money on both of them, getting 5 and getting 2.5. And one went over, one went under. Now, the one on the road is what went over, and at home is what went under. Now, when you're looking at dual game logs just for the last three games, Atlanta kind of been looking good, man. You know, they beat Portland, they beat Boston, and they lost to Milwaukee. Whereas when you're looking at Chicago, they beat Indiana at home, then they lost to Brooklyn, and then they beat somehow, some way, they magically beat Minnesota last night, which is just I'm still blowed about that one. Okay, you know, it is what it is, though. Okay, so let's look situationally, man. Situationally against the spread. In this current situation, Atlanta, as the away underdog, comes in 8-14 against the spread, which remember, this is one of the worst against spread teams in the NBA. All right. And Chicago comes in this situation as a home favorite. They are also 8-12. So it's neither team you want to look at like that right now when it comes to something like that. I'm just being honest with you. Let's look at the over under. Over under, let's look right over here. Favorite as a home favorite, 9-11 is Chicago, and as an away underdog, so that's 9 to the over, 11 to the under. And then as a away underdog, it's 12 to the over and 10 to the under for Atlanta. Now, these two teams have been coming in to this series right here, this game right here, actually putting up some decent numbers. Last three games, Atlanta's averaging 118 points, but they're giving up 116. Whereas Chicago is averaging 114 points per game for the last three games and giving up 108. Um, in the last five games at home, Chicago 3-2 first half, whereas Atlanta on the road for the for the last five games that they've been on the road, they 4-1 against the spread in the first half. This could only be a look to that first half, man. You got if you were looking at Atlanta to see if you could buy some points with them and this, that, and the third. But that's just a lean right now. What you feel about Face? How you feel on this one, man? You think it's shot town or bust? Bully
I
ball,
feel like
baby?
I would if Trey Young ain't playing. I know what he's
Of
still
course,
out
Trey
for.
Young ain't playing. Yeah, yeah, he out for the
So
season, man.
I
Now,
got
who you
I
need to
got
be
to take
worried about is
Chicago.
Dejounte Murray.
I got to take Chicago.
Yeah, they got no Johnson, no Okunwa, no Gouet, no Trey Young, no Buffkin, and no Sadiq Bey.
Yeah. Chicago. Chirac. Chirac attack. that
Man,
that.
hold on
You
one
know once
second,
they
man.
once Murray got a rest, he ain't gonna play
Mm,
the whole entire game. So they usually that's when Trey Young they swap. They take turns throughout the game. At certain points of the game, they let one or the other come and handle the ball. So
hmm
he ain't gonna have that luxury of Trey Young being out there to keep the score close. And
Man,
so I
he
got
ain't
to
had
go with
that.
Chicago.
They ain't had that luxury in a while. Trey
That's
Young
what
been
I'm
out
saying.
for a while. He stayed
But
hurt.
Jalen Johnson been going off.
I know. And now that Jalen Johnson out,
He
th-
ain't playing either. So
and hold up,
I'm looking at all these different scores. The deep play, that's defense,
yep.
and that's 3-point shoot. I got Chicago down there fully loaded. You know what I mean?
Man,
They've
look,
been playing that same team.
at a short line like this, okay, at a short line like this with Chicago minus the two,
They only
first
giving
half,
up 2 points.
yeah, that's what
They
I'm
ain't
saying.
getting up no
First
shootout
half,
based points.
first half, I might lean. First half, I'll probably lean towards Atlanta just because they come out hotter. But full game is definitely going to be a Chicago game, man. 2 points is nothing. That should be covered, and it might go over. All right, just because of the fact it's been a high paced game. Chicago's been playing high pace for the last couple games. They've actually gone over in their, I want to say, four of their last five games have gone over. So you can only look towards possibly, and same with Atlanta. Atlanta games have been going over too as of late. So yeah, you could only look to the over in this game and Chicago, man, if you're looking full game. All right, now let's go ahead and get on to the last two games. We got the Boston Celtics at the Charlotte Hornets. Okay, yeah. Head to head, Charlotte did win this game last time they did play. So this is in November. Charlotte beat them 121 to 118. Charlotte was getting 8.5 points over 234. All right. Let me just tell you straight up that makes this a revenge game. All right, and you don't want revenge from Boston. I'm just saying. Okay, dual games now. Dual games. Boston is only two. I mean, 1-2 against 1-2 in the last three games, whereas Charlotte's coming in the same way, 1-2. But Boston did just get that big win over New Orleans in New Orleans. All right, that big comeback win, 104 to 92 on Saturday, you guys. Now, as far as rest advantage is concerned, we've got All right, so this will be the third game in 5 nights for Boston, and for Charlotte, this will be the third game in 4 nights. So it's a little bit closer right now as far as rest is concerned. You look situationally right now against the spread. Boston on the road as a away favorite. They are 18, 16, and 3, whereas Charlotte as a home underdog is 500. So Charlotte is a decent team against the spread, but that's because they be getting all these large numbers, man. They get some
Exactly.
they get these crazy numbers, man, crazy.
What they
So
getting
let's
them? What they getting tonight?
they getting 17 points, but it's a
They gonna def-
revenge game for Boston.
they
Remember,
definitely
Boston
gonna need it. They gonna
they
need
gonna
every
need
last
they
one of
gonna need
them.
every last one of them 17,
Oh,
man.
so they gonna need more than that.
Look, listen, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a spoiler alert right now. Okay, Boston is number two. Yes, number two and all of the NBA, okay, in the first half, all right, against the spread. First half against the spread, they are 53 and 20 against the spread throughout the whole season. All right. Charlotte is 33 and 40. Okay. So you would be up 29.35 units if you bet them every game so far this season, first half on the Boston Celtics. Now look on the road real quick. On the road, all season long, Boston Celtics still is 30 and 9 on the road against the spread. Okay, where Charlotte is 16 and 21. Let's look in the last 10. Boston's still 7 and 3. Charlotte's 3 and 6. Are we seeing a pattern here? Boston in the last 5, 3 and 2. Charlotte 2 and 3. Are we seeing a pattern here? Last 3. Boston's 1 and 2. That's because they had those 2 bad games. All right. Charlotte is still 0 and 3. If I don't tell you something and you don't listen to me on this one, then I don't know what you're watching this show for. Okay. Boston
Pick
Celtics,
Boston first half.
first half. All right. Possible
Pick Boston
trifecta.
first half.
Boston first half, Boston first quarter, Boston in game.
Hey, if you don't take that, you will be an April
Ooh.
fool.
All right, man. So let's go ahead and get into this last one right now, man. Hold up. All right, man. So let's go ahead and get to this last game, man. But look, if you don't be an April Fool. All right, be an April Jewel. Okay, come up with some money, man. All right, now let me go ahead and get to this last game, the hardest game of the night. It is the Phoenix Suns at the New Orleans Pelicans. All right, Pelicans are giving up 1.5. This line has fluctuated, it's gone back and forth. Okay, between the two, who's doing what, and where, when, and how. All right, now let's go ahead and let me get into this head to head. Okay, head to head, Phoenix won last game in January 19th. They won in they won in New Orleans 123 to 109, and I had Phoenix that game. It was Phoenix plus 2.5, and the under it went under 237. All right, so let's go dual game log. Last three, Phoenix is 1 and 2. They lost to OKC and they lost to San Antonio. Right now they're on a one, two, three, four, fifth game on the road, and that fifth game on the road within wow, yeah, this is their fourth game in 6 nights, 7 nights right now. Yeah, this is not a good spot for Phoenix, right? I'm just telling you, it's not a good spot for Phoenix. All right, then New Orleans, they are 1 and 2 in the last three. They lost to Boston at home. They beat Milwaukee, and then they lost to OKC. Okay, so they both played some pretty tough teams in the last 3 games. New Orleans is on their fourth straight home game, which makes it an even better spot for New Orleans. But let's keep on going, man. So situationally, right now against the spread, away underdog, Phoenix is 7 and 6, and home favorite New Orleans is 14 and 11. Now, if you look over under, way underdog is 3 and 10 to the under. Okay, for Phoenix. And then if you look at a home favorite, it's 12 and 13 for New Orleans. This game is a deadbolt, deadlock under. That's what I'm giving you. That's what I'm telling you. Okay. There's also a couple other opportunities in this, but I'm gonna let Face rap for a second. Face, where you at? How you feel? What you think?
Man, when they come to them feed the Suns, be honest with you, sometimes you don't know what to think. You look at their roster, you got Kevin Durant, you got Devin Booker, you got Bradley Beal, and it's like they, oh man, well, I think it might be time for a new coach in Phoenix. For real, you got all these great,
They just got the coach.
how can games go under when you got
Hey,
three of the most prolific scorers in the NBA?
you
You
saying the
got
same
Kevin
thing I'm
Durant, you
saying,
got
brother.
Devin Booker.
Yeah, you saying the same thing I'm saying, brother. You know what I mean?
That's wild. But at the same time, New Orleans, New Orleans, New Orleans. I like you say, you got to take that game under because they're gonna have it to the moon.
Mm-hmm.
What they got the over and under that again?
It's at 223, 223 and a half right now. All right. And see the thing is, right, New Orleans been playing some lockdown monkey D, man. If you just look right now, right, New Orleans defense in the NBA, they got the number 8 defense in all the NBA. Okay, so it's the number 10 offense versus the number 8 defense. And then it's the number 13 offense versus the number 16 defense. So that means Phoenix is 16 is number 10 offense. New Orleans is number 8 defense. Then the New Orleans is number 13 offense. Phoenix is number
That's
16
and
defense. It all
and,
leans New
and that's
Orleans.
and that's a scary game to take under too. I'm gonna be honest with you. Just looking at the people on the roster, for me,
Listen, I can only believe what the numbers tell me. And the numbers tell
I
me
understand.
that on the road, as the underdog, okay, on the
Yeah, I know.
road,
I
as
believe
the
that.
underdog, okay, Phoenix has only went over 3 times all season. It has gone 10 to the under.
Under. You got to take the under.
Gotta take the under,
You
brother.
got to take the under.
I gotta take the under. And plus, this is playoff basketball we talking about right here, man. Okay,
Yeah.
these teams are playing for seeding right now. That's what this is all about. All right, so it's monkey D time. You know what I mean? But you know, that's what we got for you. If you don't like Portland,
Hey,
and if you don't like New Orleans, full game, right? Even though it's only a point and a half, take them in the first half because they're another team that's a first half killer. All right, first
hey,
half goon. They come out there and get
hey,
it done. They number 2 in the NBA in the first half. All right, I can run the numbers down to you if you want, but I'm trying to tell you, believe me when I tell you that they have a distinct advantage against what they're going against right now when it comes to winning in the first half. All right, so if you want to listen to me, New Orleans in the first half, it's good money. You know,
New Orleans and the under. First half and the
no,
under.
New Orleans and under, you guys. But that's it. This a wrap. We're gonna be back at y'all every day now. Schedules have changed. Things are a little bit more better, and we've got an ability to get at y'all, man. So I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. Y'all be easy.
Peace.
Peace.
And let me